Oh, I got mics. All right. Welcome to This Week on Martha's Vineyard. This week we are sitting here with a new chef on the island who probably everybody knows now. Guy Wallace Bottom Jr., otherwise known as the Hippie Head Chef
Or Chef Junior.
or Chef Jr. And don't spell hippie with a Y like I did. You'll never hear the end of it. Anyway, we talked him into coming into the studio so we could talk a little bit about what he's been doing since we did an article on him and a segment for the TV show earlier this week. Guy, welcome to the studio at the Strand.
Nice little spot, man.
Yeah,
It's that little hidden spot. I kind of like it.
I know. I wish I had that. You got to pull that mic closer to your face. I wish I had sunglasses now. I don't feel cool like you.
Hey, man, it's bright with the orange. Man, I gotta love life, man. Hey, how's everybody doing today, though? How are you
Yeah,
doing?
man, it's good. It's good. It's wild outside, as you know. Trying to get here, we had the show. We were scheduled at 6 o'clock. It's now 7. Just crazy getting into town. I parked about a mile from here. Rode a scooter in. So
Yeah, I got lucky. I hit up park right in front of Dos Mas, so I can slide out of here, go grab me a little beer, just chill and relax for a little bit.
oh, nice. Yeah, and you're right there at. Are you going to go to Illumination Night? You know what that is?
Now, what is that? Like, that's my first time.
Man.
So listen, the last 2 years I've been on the island, I work nonstop, like from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11:30, 12 at night. So I never got to do none of this stuff I get to do now. So you explain this.
All right, you're here. You're in town. You got parking. It's perfect. So Illumination Night's called the Grand Illumination Night. And have you heard about the Tabernacle Cottages?
Matt, yes,
Cottage City?
yes, I know those. Yes.
Yeah, there's 335 little tiny cottages that are all around this tabernacle.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're all they started out as tents a long time ago, and,
Okay.
and they'd have these Methodist reunions here in the summer, and then eventually people started building these little cottages on them. So now what they do is they have Grand Illumination Night every August, and they have everybody lights up all these Japanese lanterns, and they hang them off their porches. And right at dusk, they like do a countdown and they light them up, and everybody plays music and stuff like that. It's all very Norman Rockwell, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, definitely want to check that out, man. Like, there's so much of this island now that it's
Yeah,
so much fun.
this week in particular, but a lot of people in my younger days, they used to call it hallucination night 'cause people would partake and go to the light up.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I would go over there. It's a lot of fun, especially since you have parking.
Oh, definitely. Are you allowed to bring dogs or no?
I think you are, yeah. Although, that's a whole nother show that we're going to have, and maybe I'll have you back on that one because this island used to be the most dog-friendly island there is, and one by one they've started to shut things down for dogs.
Yo.
You can't go to the beach, not even after 6. You can't even take your dog to the beach. It used to be. Now it's like you can only go to the dog park. It's like,
Yo, hope they don't catch me because Kai and me be at the beach. I ain't gonna lie. That's my dog. That's my number one friend. She rides with me everywhere. So
I know that's what
And
that's-
everybody, what's funny is most people that know me now, even in Edgartown, anywhere, they know about Kai. They ask about Kai before they even ask about me these days.
I know. We wanted to. We asked about when we did our show. Remember? I was like, we want to see this. The dog in the van and all that. And
Oh man, she's a hoot. She's fun. She's 10 years old now, so it's incredible. Like this journey with her, when I got out of the military to start my journey, my culinary journey, I got her right after I got out of the military. So she's been part of this whole thing. She'll tell you how my brisket tastes. She'll tell you how my smoked ham tastes. She broke into my fridge and stole a whole smoked ham one day when we lived at an apartment in Atlanta. Like, yeah, I came home, I was like, what the?
nice.
Not nice. She's sitting there on the couch eating. And
Well, hey, I mean that's what makes a dog have personality, right?
oh yeah, she's got a lot of personality.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to go to a quick commercial, and then when we come back, I'm going to have you tell us what you do for those people that haven't seen our show that included you or the articles, because we haven't even
So
gone
should,
over
should I
that.
tell
Yeah.
them I'm a bank robber, y'all? Okay. I'm just.
That's a tough joke on this island. That was
Oh, you know what's funny? Before we go on the break, real quick on that, I got a story about that. Last year I made jokes about robbing a bank, and then when I was gone this past winter, somebody did it. So people were hitting me up. Friends were like, "Hey, did you?" I was like, "No, I was."
tough making jokes like that, right? And then
Yeah.
they call that what do they call that? Kismet or you know. Anyway, we're going to go to a quick commercial. We're going to come back, and Guy's going to tell us all about his adventures at the food truck at Morning Glory.
So much fun.
Nothing says summer like Santoro Hospitality Group's restaurants on Martha's Vineyard. At Oak Bluff's Fishbones Bar and Grill on the harbor is where you can enjoy a delicious entree and a specialty cocktail, or two, just walking distance from the ferry. The Lookout Tavern offers a front row seat to the vineyard sound while you can feast on tasty eats like a hot or cold lobster roll or their award-winning sushi. When you're looking for the freshest catch of the day, visit the Net Result on Beach Road, Vineyard Haven. Shop at their renowned seafood market or grab a quick bite at the takeout window. When in Edgartown, be sure to visit Santoro Hospitality's newest restaurant, Rockfish, right downtown on Water Street, where you will find 2 newly renovated floors, including a wood-fired pizza oven and 2 full bars in a casual upscale setting. No matter where you are in the vineyard, you can count on Santoro Hospitality Group to provide you with great options for dining in or takeout. Rooted in rich island lifestyle and tradition, M&R Styles makes its Martha's Vineyard debut this season at 11 Circuit Ave in Oak Bluffs, offering bright and fun clothing in various sizes for women, teens, and children in bright, fun colors. Stop in and check out M&R Styles.
All right. Makes you want to get all dressed up and go out to eat, right?
Hey man, definitely, definitely, man. Hey, it's all about the experience. If people don't understand, the food experience is.
Try to get that closer to the mic.
Oh, my fault, y'all. I like to sit back a little bit,
Yeah.
relax. But no, like, so think about it like this. It's all about your food experience, not just going out to eat, but like dressing up, doing that whole thing. It depends on where you're going to. If you go to a fine dining, you know you want to dress up so you can be like show off a little bit.
Absolutely.
If you go to casual, you just be in a casual thing. If you go to a food truck, man, come with some flip flops. All right, beach wear.
Yeah, but you also do you do pop-ups, right?
Yeah, so we're doing the Hippie Head Chef brand with Gatama Kitchens. We're gonna be out there on Wednesday. We're still working on the time. We were finalizing everything yesterday, but the menu is gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna have brisket, pulled pork, and smoked chicken. But we're gonna do like mac and cheese bowls. So I'm gonna do some more upscale mac and cheese, some bow tie pasta. We're gonna get some sharp cheddar, some I'm gonna make it really good, and then we're gonna do some baked beans on top of that, on the side, and then do a red cabbage slaw, and then put brisket over the top, or pulled pork, or smoked chicken, and then hit it with this roasted red and green, almost like barbecue sauce. I'm doing red and green tomatoes. I'm roasting them. You can turn that into like a little dope little barbecue.
Fried green tomatoes.
Hey man, fried green tomatoes are it these days.
Yeah,
Everybody's
right.
loving them on the BLT. You know what's funny is since y'all came and saw me, we've honed in a little bit more things. We've gotten the hippie nuggets are popping. We're making more of those. People are killing us on Sundays. We got kids coming up and they give that sad look when you tell them, "Hey, I don't have any more," and it's hurtful because I try to make as many as I can.
Yeah.
Like people even got 6 orders right when I opened up at 7 on Sunday. So, like you were talking about, I'm doing the pop-ups coming up soon. I did since last time I saw y'all. I did a private dinner for a party of 20. I smoked prime rib for that. That was like incredible. I got to go to their house and just do my fanciness thing did a buffet style. Made sure it was fancy. Took 2 of my guys with me so they could see the experience and get to learn what I do, so they can help me out with bigger ones down the road.
Absolutely.
This isn't just a one summer thing. This isn't a 1 week thing. We're building something, and we're building something not just me, but through the farm. I'm able to, when I do private dinners, I'm able to order straight from the farm.
Yeah, that's
That
a
is
huge.
so cool. I go to the farm where they are where they process all the produce and stuff, and I'm like, "Hey, Amber, what do y'all have coming in? This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do." She'll tell me, and then I'll build menus. Like when I did private dinner, I took it to the guy. I was like, "This is what I'm thinking." He was like, "Let's go."
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it's so much fun, like especially getting to meet people, talk to people about food, and really just show people how I see food. And it's fun to me.
Yeah. Well, that's obvious right away. But let's back up just for a second, because I don't think I ever really properly introduced you as the chef of the food truck at the Morning Glory farm in Eggertown. And I met a guy when I came in there one day. I was just there to get a cookie, I think, for my daughter. She was getting out of piano class, and I was like, and I heard this guy yell to me. He's like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" All the way across the parking lot. And I was like, "What?" He's like, so I walked a little closer. He's like, "Do you like this or something like that?" And he ends up making me something to eat. So that was like early on, and then like I imagine that you did that with a bunch of people. So right away, I could tell that you were like, what you were doing was going to bring people in, and next thing we know, that place is really popular now. I mean, every time I go there, I'm like waiting for a long time, but I'm waiting.
Yo, you not lying, man. It's I look up, I'm working, looking up, and I at the cashier, doing the orders and stuff, and making sure everything's going. And I look up, and the line doesn't get any shorter; it keeps growing. And I'm like, I look at Edwin, my number 2, one day. I was like, bro, it won't stop growing. He was like, we built a beast, bro. And I'm like, I know, it's so much fun, though. That's the thing, though. And I meet so many different people, and I have some regulars that come all the time, like Bert. I got this one named Bert, this old guy. He's 76, 78, something like that. We were talking today, and every time he comes, he's like, you need a drive-through. And I'm like, Bert,
A drive-through.
I love him. Older cat, really cool dude. He talked about he has a daughter and a son that are in their 50s and stuff, but he's been here for so many years. But he comes and gets donuts and coffee. You know what I'm saying? And I know that about him. I got another guy named Ed, who's a regular, he loves the donuts and everything, and he definitely comes there for that. And I have other people that come from up island just to get a eggplant banh mi, and they're, I'll tell you, like, seriously, I had this one lady who her husband had a stroke, and she's from up island. She came just down there because the eggplant banh mi thought she would make her day, and she said every time she comes to the food truck, we make her smile anyway. And we were out of eggplant, and I was just so upset, but we still made her something, and she came back and was like, "Thank you, I made my day." I had a conversation with her, and that's what it's about. It's not just about throwing food at people. It's about having a conversation. If someone's having a bad day, and trying to make it change their day with the food or with the conversation, with the jokes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which is usually something that you don't get on this island. You get a lot of, particularly lately. It's like lately people seem to just want you to eat, shut up, and leave a big tip. You know what I mean? So it's like, years ago there was an article in the New York Times that said, this is when I first moved here, like 25 years ago, and it said, thinking of going to the vineyard, just send your money and stay home. And it was all about how much it was charging. People were charging, and the attitude sucked and everything else. That was a long time ago, and it seems like we're kind of doing the same thing again in some ways. So it's refreshing, like I want to choose a place where it's obvious that they're putting the effort in, both in what they produce and how they interact. And that is definitely your food truck.
Hey, the other thing too is cool is like, so funny thing is, and we talked about it before, is like Edwin, who my number 2 is, 2 years ago I trained him at Garmiger for a little bit at 19 and everything. He last year he left and went to Katama, was the head chef there and stuff, and then we talked here in the winter. He's a really good friend of mine, and when he saw what I was doing, he wanted to jump and come have fun with this, and because he always wants to open his own food truck, and I was like, bro, opportunity for you to learn, for us to make this thing really do it. And I said, we can bounce off each other really good. And then same time with a couple of the other guys that came aboard with me, they saw what I was doing on Instagram, they heard about what I was doing, and they just felt like it was a good environment for them. And all of them that's come has been happy.
Yeah.
Happy, and here's the deal too, is they're growing. And that's what I love right now. It's not just about my food or anything, it's about them growing. Like, so my boy Edwin, he Chef Crumbs.
Chef Crumbs, that's what I was going to ask you about.
Oh yeah, Chef Crumbs is incredible, man. I got Chef Crumbs, I got Chef Killer Cam, and I got Chef Keller, and I got Jeff, because he's a Dominican, so they always say Jeff, so that's what we call him. That he loves it. But we the Farm Fresca. When I first got there,
I had that this morning.
When I got there, they were doing a Farm Fresca inside, and it was good. It was good. But once I had an opportunity to figure out that Edwin's a bartender too. Chef Crumbs is at the Shanty. So if you don't see him at the food truck, check out the Shanty and tell him I said what's up, y'all. He's an incredible dude. But so he likes mixing drinks and stuff. So I went to him and I was like, hey man, I said, you saw the Farm Fresca recipe? He was like, yeah. And I was like, you don't like it, dude? He's like, nah, I want to do something. I was like, it's yours, man. I'll give you whatever fruit that we have or whatever. You go make it. You just let me taste it before we push it out. Like I hit him up. I was like, hey, we got cantaloupes. I want you to make something with that. And he went down a rabbit hole and he made an incredible cantaloupe of Fresca last week. The one you had today was a blackberry melon hibiscus. Yeah, dude, and it's so fresh.
Yeah, it was good. It was such a good morning drink. You know, it's like I almost didn't need coffee. Almost.
Yeah. Oh, you still need your coffee,
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie, but it's fresh, especially on a hot day. So that's something too that we've instead of just doing the regular old ones that we were doing, we're changing it up. We're trying to be more seasonal. We're pushing that seasonal thing that I love, farm to table. Something seasonal. I don't want to be out of season stuff. I want everything that we can be in season.
Yeah, I mean it's like every time I go there, there's familiar things on your menu, but then there's also new things every time I've gone there. There's like some kind of special or something going on, or you're handing me something. I remember I got there the other day. He gave me that fresh smoked homemade ketchup.
Oh, ketchup. Man.
Damn, man, that was good.
That goes in my burger. So that's the other thing. I changed like the burger sauce recipe over the few last about month. I honed that into what I wanted. Like there was certain things that I wanted to change and modify it the way I wanted it and build it the way I wanted to. And I knew I had to do it over time. It didn't happen overnight. Like we didn't just show up overnight and be like, boom.
Right.
It took trial and error. It took me sitting there for hours looking at that whole food truck, figure out how to make everything work smooth and fast.
Yeah.
And how I went to Chef Gus and I was like, hey chef, this right here, I love it, but I don't think it works on the menu. Can we take it off? And he was like, go with it. And the specials, I hit him up, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, hey, can I get 8 briskets? And he was like, yeah, got 8 briskets, got to smoke 8 briskets. Who gets to do that on the vineyard?
Right.
I'm sitting there smoking, and people coming over, customers, and they're like, we smell that smoke. We saw you going over here with something. We wanted to see what you were doing. Now we see. And then they come back for the brisket. They come back. They ask questions about what I'm doing.
You know what I thought was kind of cool was when I was there the other day, we were talking about, I think we were talking about the new show that we're going to talk about a little later on. And all of a sudden you were like, well, I got to go like this. And you all of a sudden you were like, had all your peeps in front of you, you know, and then you were, okay, guys, we're going to do this, that, you know, so it was like a chef in a kitchen.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it may be a food truck, but it's definitely run like a full on restaurant.
I mean, I come from fine dining. That's the funny thing, man. Is like when I first started this career, I tell you, I thought I was just gonna be a barbecue guy. When I was in the army, I was like, I'm doing this so I could do barbecue. That's all. Like, I didn't think I could make sauces, do any kind of stuff that I do, make foam barbecue sauces, foam other stuff, or like small plates and all this stuff. I never thought I could, and I ain't gonna lie, Annie Catrana, she's a chef out of Atlanta. She's a James Beard Award winner. She owns Bacchanali. It's the #1 fine dining restaurant in Atlanta. I worked for her for almost 4 years, became one of her head chefs, and that's not easy. She has a farm too, so it was farm to table. So that's where I got that love for it from her. And I mean, I got it from my grandma when I was younger. My grandmother making fried green tomatoes all the time, straight from her little garden in the backyard. Fresh tomatoes. I heard my grandfather would can. Like, I would love that stuff. I love just watching and doing that kind of stuff, and then turning it into some pretty cool stuff, and people like it. And
Yeah.
if you show people how you see food, and if you see food the way you like, how I see food is differently, I think, but I love it. And like I told you, my first time I went to Bacchanali to do my stage, I was scared. I actually canceled my first interview with her, and my chef instructor yelled at me. So I went back the second time. Man, I'll tell you, 3 minutes sitting in that kitchen and talking to the other people in there, they talked about food the way I did. And I was like, whoa. People at school didn't talk about it the way I did. Like, I just didn't understand why. Chefs did, but no one else did. And I was like, whiskey, bacon, ice cream, you know, making chocolate ravioli and doing a compote in it and frying it and stuff, and then doing a sauce for it. To me, that's normal stuff. Deep frying devil eggs is normal. Smoking
Deep fried devil eggs. That sounds
man,
good, man.
Dude, man, don't even, man. And then get some smoky bacon fat, and you fold that into the yolks mixture that goes on top.
Damn.
Yeah, I like I told you, it's not to me. And then I was talking to somebody the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, you're barbecue," and I was like, "Yeah, but just don't ever put me in that box of he's just barbecue."
Right.
I'm never that. I could do fine dining. I could do rustic. I can do anything. I even have associates in baking and pastry. I
Really?
can do cakes too, yes. But I
Wow.
hate doing baking and pastry. I hate measuring stuff out. I ain't gonna lie. I love tasting food and walking flavors in. To me, that's the funnest part I have. Is
Yeah. Well,
building
so
it.
these pop-ups that you do, how many seats are there? So, I mean,
So it's gonna be Containment's Kitchen. So we're gonna go until we run out of food. Like that's the whole plan. Me and Zarin was talking about it, and we're not trying to plan for too much, but we're gonna because he wants to do one. Him and his father was talking about it, and Evan was talking about doing a pop up. And they were talking to me since I first got back on the island because I've known them for like the last 2 years, and I just wasn't ready at the time because of all the other stuff I was doing. And then don't forget at food trucks we have pop ups on every Sunday that inside Chef Doug, who's a chef de cuisine, he runs those with one of his sous chef Chef Dan. So it's really cool what they're doing there. And then don't forget about Eric, the prep cook in the morning. He does it with them too. So they're really knocking those out every Sunday. So that's pretty cool. But now I get to do this on my own, and I love like being able to do stuff on my own underneath my own brand. And it's like I said, so Zarin and me talked about it. I'm getting 2 briskets, I'm gonna get 2 pork butts, and I'm gonna get probably about a half a case of chicken, and then I'm doing a blackened tofu sandwich for all the vegan people out there. So I'm gonna take tofu,
Plenty of
I'm
those.
gonna blacken it, I'm gonna smoke it, and then I'm gonna make a little remoulade sauce, and I've got vegan rolls, and we're gonna do a red slaw on it too. It's gonna be killer. I made that came up with that about 3 years ago for my friend back in Atlanta.
okay. So tell me, when is this? This
So
is the Wednesday.
It's coming Wednesday. I
right.
don't know what time we're
Okay.
gonna start it. We're still knocking that stuff down, but I'm doing all the ordering tomorrow. Waiting for Zarin to text me about some certain things we're gonna be doing. But yeah, so I will be posting about it on Hippie Head Chef Instagram in the next day or two, and I'll be doing flyers through the. We're gonna make flyers tomorrow, and I'm just gonna start posting those things around.
So you must have a big following already, because I remember when we posted the video we did earlier in the season on you, and I check on the numbers to see where we're at, and all of a sudden we had pretty even with all of our videos until we came to yours, and it was like double. And I was like, wow, he must have some followers, because you had shared it. And
Yeah, my Facebook. So my Facebook, I'm ex-military, so a lot of my Facebook, like I have my personal and my professional page, and so my personal page has lots of friends from all over the world, and so like I posted in that. I posted in another group that I'm in, that barbecue group called Show Me Your Meat. There's a lot of veterans in there too. So I posted that, and they just shared it, and they went crazy with it, and I was cool with that. Like that.
yeah, we
That
were
worked for
too.
me. Hey, I was like, yo, life is good. And like, the funny thing is, some of my friends who I don't talk to, all my battle buddies all the time, like I'll talk to them like maybe every 2 years or every 1 year. I'll talk to one that I haven't talked to in a while, and they'll be like, man, we've been watching you doing really incredible things. Like you're really doing great things. And I'm like, I'm just enjoying life, cooking.
Yeah,
Like I make jokes about it, but I live in a van, but it's a tricked out van that had 3 Army battle buddies help me do. Where I have a I have a 24-inch drop down TV. My dog has her own bed that's locked in there, like in the spare seat area. I have a full size bed. I'm comfortable on the vineyard.
yeah.
I mean, I woke up at Katama Beach this morning, and I'm telling you, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
So even
I
with the
bet.
rain going, I mean, how can you not enjoy life? Or enjoy doing your job on this island? I'm having too much fun.
Yeah. Well, that's the key, right? I mean, if you're doing what you love doing and you're doing it well and you're doing it, working as hard as you can. I mean, I tell my kids that. I said, you will be successful if you work hard enough and you find something that you like at. You will be successful at it. So
I told you from day one, I wanted to be a chef since I was 6 years old. I used to bother my grandmothers, be like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? And they were like, why won't this kid just shut up? I wanted to know stuff about food. So,
yeah, well, that's good. And here you are.
hey, man, I just can't wait till I want this to enjoy the rest of the season. And I'm going to be here during the winter. So we're going to be doing stuff during the winter too.
Right.
Like all y'all out there that are locals, brisket chili. On a cold day,
Ooh.
brisket chili.
All right, now I'm
just
down.
saying, we're going to get that going. I got some other stuff. And we're going to pull out that Brunswick stew. If you're from the South, you know what that's all about. And it's something that'll warm everybody up, and I think they'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, let's we're going to go to a commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about what we have been planning, because I talked to you earlier this season about doing a show. A lot of people know that we do This Week, and we also do another show from here called At the Strand. But we're trying to branch out. We have a channel that you can download called the Martha's Vineyard Channel. It's a streaming channel, and so we're looking for people that can run their own show. You're one of those people, and you got the personality. You've done this before on air, so
yeah, my Sunday brunch podcast that I ran outside out of my house where we cooked. We had a DJ and everything, and cameras and guests.
Hey, we can do all that.
That was so much fun. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, well, we're gonna go to a commercial break first, and then we'll come back and talk about that.
Yes.
A blistering day on the island can quickly turn into a cool retreat at sea with MV Ocean Sports' dynamic array of water sport activities. From parasailing high above the Vineyard Sound to skimming across its glassy surface on your very own jet ski, MV Ocean Sports has everything fun for everyone. MV Ocean Sports focuses on fun activities the whole family can participate in, including water skiing, wakeboarding, kneeboarding, and tubing. Open daily with sunset specials. Visit mvoceansports.com for more information. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Monday morning or Friday night, from barbecues to birthday parties, and from rainy days to beach days, Tony's Market has what you need. Check out our daily deli specials and a huge selection of beer and wine.
Dockside Jewelers at the Dockside Marketplace in Oak Bluffs has as much sparkle as the vineyard water on a perfect summer day, offering a wide variety of handcrafted vineyard charms, bracelets, necklaces, and more.
To the island's most flavorful chicken wings and the famous Tuesday Night Lobster Fest. Coupe de Ville has been serving locals and visitors for over 30 years in Oak Bluffs. With the Shuck Shack Raw Bar and over 100 beers on tap, Coupe de Ville is the place where you may arrive as a stranger, but you will leave as a friend.
Located in the Edgartown Triangle, Trader Fred's is a discount haven for locals and tourists. From fishing bait to boogie boards to bikinis, Fred's has what you need. If you didn't find what you wanted, then you must have missed it.
Step back in time. The Edgartown Diner at 65 Main Street offers classic, delicious comfort food at affordable prices. Serving breakfast all day, lunch, and dinner. Discover why everyone loves the Edgartown Diner.
All right, we're back, and we're here with Guy
Just call
Wallace
me,
Bottom
Chef
Jr.
Just call me Junior. Chef Junior. If you get Chef.
Junior.
And my dad was Guy Wallace Bottom.
There we go. All right.
I'm Junior because
Excuse me. So we're just talking about this show that you're going to be doing right here, and we'll probably be doing it on location where there's a kitchen a couple times.
definitely.
But it's going to be starting as soon as you slow down.
Yeah, me and my partner, a friend of mine, I met this dude named Mikey. Y'all might know him. He works at the smoothie shop in the YMCA. I forget what they call it, but he works there. He's on the island all the time. He's from the island or right off island. But me and him was talking, and he's already doing like content on his Instagram and stuff, and doing his own thing. We were talking about it. I was like, bro, I said, how about we do a podcast? And he was like, I'm down. That'd be fun. Cause we sit there joke all day when I go see him and stuff. And he's like, dude, we can sit there and podcast and joke and talk about stuff and just really have fun. I was like, I know. Come on. It's easy. And so before like I told you, I had one called Sunday Brunch with DJ Youngin and my boy Dreaded Truth back in Atlanta on Heavy Grind Records or Heavy Grind Radio. This time we're gonna be doing it with you, but we're gonna be calling it Lunch Money. And the reason is for like the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years, I always joke with people, hey, let me get your lunch money. So why not just call the podcast Lunch Money? We just talk and we just enjoy the conversation and talk. We talk about Martha's Vineyard, with stuff you can do on Martha's Vineyard and stuff you can do off Martha's Vineyard too.
Right. But in general, it's about food.
Yeah, food, definitely.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have everything. Because the thing is, you can't just, when you talk about what food does, is bring people together to talk about stuff.
That's true.
So we talk about food and we talk about other stuff too, because I don't like politics, but sometimes having to talk about that stuff, pulling that little string, and sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah. These days, that's a dangerous place to go.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, I'm telling you, we did it on Sunday Brunch. I was blessed to have the people around me that I did, so we could do it the way we did it, and it went smooth.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're excited to get that show going. You're going to be here for the winter, so
I'm here for the next. Now it's a year and a half, maybe. I told him I'll give him 2 years at the farm, and the reason is I want to I know some people laugh at it, but I have goals, and one of my goals is to win a James Beard Award. And why not do it from a food truck on a farm? Like, tell me why not? Why I can't do that? Like, I don't know why I can't do it. I think I can do it.
Yeah. Well,
Let's go. Let's work.
tell me what that award is.
James Beard. So it's a award for chefs. There's different categories and stuff. He was a chef a long time ago, and like Andy Catrona, she has a James Beard Award for a new Southern chef when she came out. They even do James Beard Awards for writing. The guy that did one of my reviews back in Atlanta on the AJC, where he kind of crushed me, hurt my feelings. But we talked since then. He's good people. He's a James Beard Award writer. Tanya Holland, who's here recently, she works with the James Beard Foundation. She doesn't work; she volunteers for them.
Yeah.
And she's a chef out of Oakland, and everything. So there's different categories, and there is a category for like new upcoming chef, or there is a farm to table kind of thing. Like, I'm looking at different categories, but it's got to get nominated for it. And I figure if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna make enough waves where it'll work.
Great. I'm sure you're gonna get there.
I will, man. Hey, I put it like this. I look at it as you keep trying, you go after what you want, man. Like, you have to have big dreams, especially in this industry that I'm in. I don't want to just be a line cook. I don't want to just work for somebody. I want to be the one creating stuff, and I want to be the one with the biggest chef brand in the world when everything's said and done. And it's hard work, but it's gonna pay off in the end.
Yeah, I mean, look what's happened this summer. So where can you go from there? No place but up, right?
Oh yeah, man. But you know what you have to do though, and I learned this in my 41 years. You have to enjoy the journey too. And sometimes I forget to do that. And lately, I've been enjoying the journey.
Yeah, I need to take a page from that book, but
it's hard, man. It's hard, especially when you're hard. Like, I know people that grind like I do, that love what they do, and they work hard all the time. Sometimes they forget to enjoy it because you're always go, 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 go. Sometimes you just need to take a step back, take a deep breath, and look at what you've created and just watch it work. And be like, whoa, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling that way about this studio where we're getting to meet people like you and do things. It's been a while getting it to operate correctly and to build it. As you can see in the background, there's the Comedy Fest is about to get started. So we're looking right down on the stage from there. So yeah, if I sit back and look at it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. It's about, like you said, enjoying what you've accomplished too, man. And this is pretty dope. Like, this is really dope. When you told me you had a spot that we could do a podcast, I was like, okay, let's go check it out and everything. And this is legit. I like this.
Yeah, well, first it was before we built this, I was operating out of a elevator shaft, which I started.
That would have been pretty cool to be, and I would have been down
during COVID. I still have that studio. It's at my house. It's like it's a 3 seats in a 10 by 8 elevator shaft.
Yo, we have to do one episode in that.
Yeah, right.
I'm down for that. I want to. Like, it'd be like, hey, let's get it.
Well, I started it during COVID, and so people could come and they would just go and they would press a code and they could go in by themselves and get interviewed by somebody in Boston. So they were it was live and we did it that way. It was pretty cool, but this is much better, obviously.
And COVID started 3 years? Has it been 3
Yeah,
years?
it was 2020.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a lot, man. Like, I tell you, man, when I first time got merchandise with my logo on it, I was like, whoa.
Well, you've made it when you have a little bobblehead of yourself.
Yo, I gotta get one of those. I gotta get
Especially
one.
Especially the hippie head chef moniker. That would be perfect.
We do one of
bobblehead.
That with Kai right next to me with her bobblehead too. I love my dog. Hey, she got to be part of it. Like that. I don't know. Have you been to the food truck when I've had her outside?
No, I haven't met your dog yet.
Man, I've had her. Sometimes I'll have her tied up outside. It's been a while because it's been so hot. Especially when it gets cooler, I'm gonna start doing that. And she'll lay there, and kids will come up, pet her. Their parents will be like, "Is she?" I'm like, "Yes, that's Kai. She's good," and everybody loves her. So.
Yeah, good. Well, it's nice that one place is still dog friendly.
Yo,
but that's another show.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll be talking about that one later. And another thing is music. I mean, I can't wait to get into some of these subjects. But for now, I'm just happy that you came in, that we started the conversation. I'm excited to see your show, The Lunchbox.
Lunch Money.
Lunch Money.
Can't be lunch.
I don't have Lunchbox. I'm stuck in my head.
I don't know, but I want your lunch money. I'm coming to get your lunch money. That's the game of this podcast.
Well, you got mine. So I will be by tomorrow again for lunch,
Ooh, definitely.
and I appreciate you coming in, and we will see you
In the
at
near
the
future. And the pop up on Wednesday. I'll be
pop
there.
up on Wednesday. Everybody go show some support, and we'll go from there, and we'll see you right here next week for another edition of This Week on Martha's Vineyard.